Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Sorry, my camera's not on. Not at home right now, but I am here to discuss, of course, cricket. And welcome to Off the Boundary Show, episode 6. Money will be a bit late. He's just eating right now, so that's fine too. Yeah. Well, guys, yes, smash that like button. That massively appreciated. Um, And yeah, let's kick things off of probably one of the most entertaining series is going on right now. It is Sri Lanka vs Ireland Test series. Um, yeah, this one. So the first test, Sri Lanka won. They put up a massive total of 591. Massive. And Ireland struggled to get runs. Now for the second test that starts earlier this week, and Ireland they batted first. They put up a good total of 492. Well, I would say if they probably had better bowlers, they would have done better. And then Sri Lanka replied back with a massive total of 704. Oh, and they declared that, and then now Ireland chasing that 158 runs. Of course, there is only one day left, and that is tomorrow. I'm gonna say Ireland are 2 wickets down, but Sri Lanka are not the best. I reckon Ireland can sneak this or go for a draw. Um, so yeah, my prediction this one to end. I'm going to say it ends in a draw. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm saying draw in this one. Um, yeah, it's. I think Ireland they can definitely get that down. So yeah, welcome, money, welcome.
Yeah. Hi, Hannah. Sorry I'm a little bit late, but dinner took a little bit longer than expected. But is this the first topic that we're discussing?
Yeah. First topic. I was also a bit late. Just going through. Oh, of course, the first test with Sri Lanka won comfortably, but the second test where there has been put in Ireland scored 492, then Sri Lanka 704. Oh, massive totals. I reckon this game ends in a draw of 1 day left. I was, I'm saying Ireland. I think Ireland can get that remaining 158 runs they need. I, and I think they can put up some, and I just don't think Sri Lanka will chase that. But I might be wrong. So yeah.
Yeah, well, if I can just take a look at that, I mean, I might actually, tend to disagree because the thing about teams like Ireland is that they are capable of obviously some really good individual performances and some great spirit. But when it comes to crunch moments, the lack of experience that plagues them pretty much comes to the fore. And teams like Sri Lanka are smart enough to be able to take advantage of that. If we take a look at the first innings, obviously it was the left-arm spinner Jayasuriya who took 5 for 174. Yes, he had to struggle quite a bit, as did most of the other bowlers, because the wicket was a really good batting track. And of course, with Andy Balbirnie winning the toss and opting to bat first, it was terrific to see him coming within touching distance of a century, tragically getting out for 95. But then the experienced Paul Sterling and Curtis Camphor made centuries of their own. But again, Sri Lanka's batting pretty much tells the story. Double centuries for Madushka and Mendes, a century for Captain Karunaratne, and another one for Angelo Matthews. So they pretty much, filled their boots. And uh, they declared with a total of 704. Ireland, as you mentioned, still need another 158 runs before they can start counting. And although Balbirnie and Tector are at the crease, I think Tector's the night watchman. Um, it's not necessary. It's not guaranteed that Ireland will be able to, last the whole day. They're going to have to show the same level of application that they did on the first and second day when they racked up that brilliant total. And again, when you've got the Sri Lankan bowlers who are playing in their own conditions, you've got to think that they should end up um, just coming up trumps at the end. But if Ireland do manage to snatch a draw in this Test match, it will really do them a world of good. I take it that the pitch didn't have that many terrors in it this time around, but still, if they can draw a Test in the subcontinent, regardless of the conditions, it isn't small potatoes, and that will give them a lot of confidence going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Especially they got we'll stick with Ireland. They got Bangladesh next in the ODI series. Um, so that's another upcoming series that is going to be tricky. We're only going to predict the first ODI one that's going to be happening. Then oh no, sorry. Just go. Just we're not giving any predictions. Sorry, I'm weak-head. If I looked at the schedule, sorry. Um, but if Ireland can get a result against Sri Lanka, they're going to be very confident going to this Bangladesh one, especially them going playing at home this time against a Bangladesh side. Closer to the time we'll speak on the lineups and so forth. So yeah. Um, but your prediction for what will happen tomorrow? Draw, Sri Lanka win.
I'd like to think it'll be a Sri Lankan win because obviously the Sri Lankan spinners are going to have a very big say when it comes to tomorrow's proceedings. And although, Paul Sterling should be able to come in and play a good hand, I wouldn't be surprised if the experience of the Sri Lankan bowlers pretty much takes them through. Of course, regardless of what happens, Sri Lanka will have won this series anyway, but I would definitely like to see Ireland put up a fight, and if they can get a draw, that would be magnificent. But I just don't see them, getting through with the draw. Experience will always be a factor, and they're going to need to really work a bit harder.
Yeah. Um, the ODI between Pakistan, the first ODI is still ongoing. Well, I think Pakistan should win there. But we'll talk about the results of the T20. What's happened there? Of course, for the first T20 Pakistan beat New Zealand very comfortably. Um, second one too, and then of course the New Zealand hit back in the third T20 of a win, and then unfortunately would have shaped up a very good fifth T20. Um, the full T20 rained out unfortunately, um, but we did see uh, in the fifth uh, in the fifth and final T20, New Zealand make it level, and what's a tremendous wrong chase of this. Um, P- Pakistan thought they had done it 193 on the board. You thinking surely you have won this. And then New Zealand with four balls even to spare, they do Pakistan and they beat them, and like Kilini said, it's a history of the Tottenham, it's a history of the Pakistan. They just bottle things. They just bottle things. Them and New Zealand, funnily enough, but yeah, got to say Pakistan's gotta feel that one. Um, so yeah, a draw is probably the best result for both teams in terms of the T20. Nobody really gets hurt. So yeah, but your thoughts on the T20 series?
Yeah, I'm not too sure I can agree that the 2-2 was the best result for Pakistan because bear in mind, New Zealand were coming into this series having lost their white ball skipper Kevin Williamson to an injury sustained playing in the IPL. And you would think that because of that, New Zealand's top players would have decided, you know what, maybe we'd be better off playing for New Zealand and Pakistan. So Tom Latham took, for the most part, a very inexperienced team to Pakistan, and how inexperienced it is pretty much underlined by the fact that Martin Guptill's T20 career seems to be over. He wasn't even considered for this. And I think he's now, obviously, he doesn't have a contract anymore. He's not playing for New Zealand anymore. But this team certainly have shown that they've got great spirit. And I think that third ODI, when they just pipped Pakistan to the post by 4 runs, gave them a great deal of confidence. And of course, this one, losing Tom Latham for a golden duck first ball of the innings, it was the perfect start for Pakistan. And at the halfway stage, they were of course 70 odd for four, and you didn't think that they would do it. But step forward, Mark Chapman and Jimmy Neesham, what a partnership! And it just goes to show. You never know what you can do when the chips are down until you are given an opportunity, or if you have a gun against your head. And certainly New Zealand knew that they had to try to do something to pull the chestnuts out of the fire, and that's exactly what they did. And I think if we take a look at this fourth match, Hanno, because I think Ben and I were talking about the first three, and the fourth sadly got rained out. I think Pakistan are going to look back on this batting performance and see that the inability to truly capitalize on the great start that was given them by Mohammad Rizwan, finishing not out on 98 quite tragically, but carrying his bat through the innings. What an innings that was. Two ducks in the middle order didn't help their cause at all. And then, of course, it was left to Iftikhar Ahmed and Imad Wasim to join Rizwan and sort of help them post a competitive total of 193 for 5. Pakistan are going to look back on moments where they probably should have held their nerve more easily, and I can tell you that it isn't easy if you're playing in Pakistan, because the crowd obviously will be expectant of some good performances and some good fight. Of course, a drawn series is much better than a lost series, but Pakistan will be a little bit disappointed. But as for the Black Caps or the Kiwis or whatever you want to call them, they're going to be absolutely delighted. And I think when you add the IPL players back into that side, you've got yourself a team that could very well do really good things in the upcoming World Cup in India. So watch out for the All Blacks. They're always a competitive side. They always punch well above their weight, and they always go very far. Exciting times.
Yeah, definitely. We'll look now on, of course, today's first T20. First ODI. It's still taking place, but Pakistan in a very comfortable position right now. 207 for one, 81 runs now needed. Pakistan should get this over the line pretty comfortably, I reckon.
Yeah, they probably should. And I'm going to take a look at the scorecard in a minute. And it's amazing. I mean, this time around, I think maybe Rizwan and Azam were able to provide a decent start, maybe. And actually, it wasn't Rizwan playing. It was Imam ul Haq who was opening the innings along with Azam. And then Fakhar Zaman has come in and played a terrific hand. 98 not out, off 98, strike rate of exactly 100. They seem to have been able to blunt the New Zealand bowlers quite effectively, and this is something that Tom Latham will have to try and work on. I think if we take a look at the, I want to find out who. Yeah, Pakistan won the toss, obviously electing to field first because they knew that the wicket in Rawalpindi would probably, slow down, sort of even out a bit and become a little bit better for the batsman. And as I speak, Zaman has just scored his century off 99 balls. Excellent, excellent knock indeed, and something that will give the team a lot of confidence. Again, Pakistan seem to be very dependent on their opening pair, but very good to see Azam coming in fact, at number three. So they've tried a new opening combination, and it seems to have worked quite well. And Rizwan, of course, will be coming in at number five. And the bowlers obviously tried, but with the exception of Matt Henry, most of them have been quite expensive, I would say. None of them have been able to find any sort of a breakthrough. And of course, when Pakistan were bowling first, you could see um, Naseem Shah was quite magnificent, 2 for 29 in a match dominated by the batsman. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up the Man of the Match award. 2 for 29, less than three in over, two maidens. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. The others were quite expensive, but they were able to pick up wickets. And there was a 102 run partnership for the second wicket between, I believe it was Will Young and Daryl Mitchell. Mitchell, of course, top scoring with that innings of 113, and Young contributing 86. But after those two departed, we didn't see too many contributions from the middle order. So that's going to be something that, again, the team are going to have to look into. They're just going to have to take the lessons they've learned. And if they can do that, then they should be fine because, there's still plenty of games to play. And of course, this is a somewhat experimental, inexperienced New Zealand side. Hanno, are you there? Well, it looks as though Hanno has just gone for a little bit, but I think we've spoken about Sri Lanka against Ireland and Pakistan against New Zealand.
Yeah,
And the lot.
sorry, I'm back.
Hey, yeah, good to have you back. So I was just talking a little bit about the match in currently playing, and it does look as though Pakistan should win comfortably. Some good points for New Zealand, but a lot of lessons that they will have to learn quickly for the remaining ODIs.
Yeah. Agree, agree. So we'll just predict until the 3rd of May. We'll predict those matches. So second ODI prediction.
The second's going to be also at I think Rawalpindi, but the third and fourth and fifth will be at Karachi. So again, I'd like to think that Pakistan should win the second one comfortably, but the third one in Karachi, that could be the start of a New Zealand comeback. So Pakistan to win the second ODI, New Zealand to come back in the third one in Karachi.
Okay, I'm going to go New Zealand in the second one and Pakistan in the third one. So just switching it around basically. So yeah, I believe that's all this current series done. Um, yeah. Yeah, I think that's that. We'll go to IPL now. Talk a bit about the IPL. Of course, your team is playing now, Rajasthan versus CSK. Um, yeah, I think CSK is going to lose this one. Fortunately, need 46 runs of in 12 balls. They'll probably lose this one. Um,
Well, you never
but
know. I
let
mean, Dubé's still batting quite well, 48 off 27. Jadeja's still there, and of course they do have a certain Mahendra Singh Dhoni to come in to the proceedings. But you were saying?
but 12 run, 12, 11 balls right now. Think it's too far. So let's look at the table. Um, first, this win will put Rajasthan in third. No,
I think as it
no,
stands,
we'll put them above Chennai. In
yep,
first.
exactly.
So that
Because because after the last round of matches, where Chennai won and Rajasthan lost, Rajasthan needed to win today, and of course their superior run rate means that they're back above Chennai, and it's going to be interesting as well to see because you see that block of teams up there, the top four, including the Super Giants as well. Um, Almost identical records for them, basically, and it's really,
yeah.
really looking really tight at the top. And I I think these four teams are going to have a lot to say. Bangalore seem to be recovering quite well. Um, and two wins for the Capitals, two wins for Hyderabad. I think you got yourselves on the board. I wonder if you're going to have an Aston Villa style revival and maybe win a large run of games and rocket up the table.
Yeah. If you look at the table, like us and Hyderabad are only 2 wins away from the top six slash top four. Like it's if you go on a run of 5 games, you win 5 games in a row or 4 games in a row. That then then you are there. Look, Chennai were they were close to the bottom of a win and a loss in the first 2 games. Now they've won three in a row, and they should automatically back up. So just need a few results to go your way in this IPL. But yeah, we'll predict some of the games coming up. Of course, tomorrow is a battle for fourth place. It's Punjab versus Super Giants. Of course, both teams on 8 points. Punjab home game. I reckon Punjab could win this. Yeah, I'm going to
Uh,
back Punjab in this one.
I'm not too sure, Hanno, because yes, they seem to have a bit of a recovery, but for some reason, when it comes to playing on their home ground in Mahali, the Kings seem to struggle a little bit. I suppose you could say maybe they've, if I were to take a look at the full table on form, I could see their form guide perhaps, and
Yeah, the
yeah,
form guide
this
is
the
they started with
loss, loss,
win,
loss,
win,
win,
loss, loss,
loss,
win,
win.
loss.
Yeah, so they've been a little bit inconsistent, and I mean, you could say with two wins in their last three, they've started to get their act together, but still, I take a look at the Super Giants. Their run of form is, when you take a look at it, the complete opposite: win, win, loss, win, loss. So I think the Super Giants definitely have a little bit more about them so far, and obviously, they're not fourth by accident. I just think that the Kings seem to be a little bit too dependent on Chico Dhawan a little bit, and if the rest of their batsmen don't really click as much, it might be difficult for them. So you might be backing the Kings, but I'm going to stick with the Super Giants. I think they should be able to you know uh, outlast the Kings.
Fair enough. So yeah, um, we go to Kolkata versus the Gujarat Titans. Now, if there was ever a tough matchup um, for the Kolkata Knight Riders, it's this one. Gujarat have had their struggles. Of course, they did lose to Kolkata. Um, at home, narrowly, but away from home, they're unstoppable right now. The Gujarat Titans, 3 out of 3. I reckon it's another one for the Titans.
Can't disagree with you there. Certainly under the leadership of Hardik Pandya, they look a really, really tough unit. And Kolkata, well, obviously they do have a big tradition with the IPL. I believe they were champions in 2014, and they've been, of course, one of the originals, with Gujarat coming in a little bit later. But again, they're also sort of falling victim to that sort of pressure where they have to sort of defend their their reputation and their legacy or what have you. And they're coming up against a team, the defending champions, still looking red hot, determined, of course, to do better. And I believe if Gujarat win, they will go to the top of the table, above both Rajasthan and
Yeah,
the Super Kings. So that's going to be an incentive for them to make sure they win. And I can't look beyond the Titans either. Should be an easy win for them.
yeah, should be. Next one is my team versus the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and 2 wins on the bounce right now. We did beat Hyderabad. That was literally our last match. Now we're playing them at home. Got to win this, must win. If we win this, Depending, of course, on the Mumbai and Kolkata game, we could go above them. So yeah, I'm picking Delhi to win this one. I think Hyderabad just rolling right now.
Yeah, and obviously, if you take a look at the form table doesn't really lie. Hyderabad have lost their last three, and your lot have won the last two. You needed that because obviously, had you not won, and you'll definitely need to win a few more games to try to get the run rate back up. I think Hyderabad obviously might. Yeah, they're also going to be dependent on a few of their stars clicking, and with the Delhi Capitals, it looks as though Warner has found some form. And of course, he has been named in the Aussie squad for the World Test Championship final. Whether or not he will play the Ashes, I don't know. That will remain to be seen. But as long as Delhi seem to have found a formula, they should stick with it. And I can't look beyond. I can't look beyond Delhi winning this match either. So we could see them, starting a recovery. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. So next one is another game: Chennai versus Punjab. Um, this one. What do you, Chennai versus Punjab, away from Mount Punjab? This one, but Chennai, they always bring massive support. I'm going to back Chennai in this one, and
Yeah, I
they
can't.
want to
Yeah.
bounce back.
Yep, they will
But
definitely look to bounce. Go ahead.
don't get me wrong. If Punjab win this, I'm going to be so happy. I hate them. I hate CSK
You and
very
me
much.
both, son. You and me both. I mean, they seem to have a bit too much of a swagger about them, and obviously, I'm one of a number of people who are not the biggest fans of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Consider him to be, in some ways, a bit of a selfish sort of player. And as I speak, there are only two balls left, and the Super Kings need 34. Yep, last ball, 33 runs needed. So that will be third defeat for the Super Kings. Excellent way for Rajasthan to bounce back, and they will be on the top of the table. So, as you said, they will want to, bounce back, and the Punjab Kings should. They're not going to be easy opposition, but again, this should be a good win for the Chennai Super Kings, but they are going to have to look to try to change their strategy and outlook. And yeah, last ball, Kuldeep Yadav to Dubey, caught by Joss Butler. 52 runs off 33 balls, four sixes and two fours, not quite enough to get the team over the line. And Rajasthan win by 32 runs. And we take a look at the scorecard here. I think they're still dependent in many ways on the opening pair of Gaikwad and Conway to do really well for them. Conway was struggling quite a bit against the bowling of Sandeep Sharma and Kuldeep Yadav first up. I think when Jason Holder came on to bowl, he ended up becoming quite expensive indeed, also bowling a no ball in addition to conceding three sixes and four boundaries. Ashwin Ravichandran picking up two. Adam Zampa, surprisingly, proving the star turn with 3 for 22. And Yadav, of course, was relatively inexpensive, as was Sharma. And it was a smartly controlled bowling performance, well led by the captain, Samson. And of course, at the top of the order, it was Jaiswal and Butler who provided the pyrotechnics. Jaiswal more than Butler in a surprising reversal of roles. And at the end, it was Jurel and Padikal who, took the fight away from them, getting them over 200. And that psychological barrier is important, Hanno. Never underestimate the importance of getting to 200, regardless of the pitch, because you still want to. That's going to be. It's like almost every match you play, you need to make sure you have a competitive score. And I think there are some weaknesses in Rajasthan's team. Obviously, they're going to have to look at their middle order batting as well. And as for Chennai's bowlers, well, I think Deshpande was a little bit off the pace, pun intended. 2 for 42, though. And the others just weren't quite penetrative enough. I think Patirana, especially at the end of the over, was hit for plenty, and ended the innings rather was hit for plenty. And Chennai do have some work to do. So I'm going to back Chennai to beat Punjab, but it's not going to be easy. And Punjab will be determined to try to put one over on their fellow Kings. They may be called the Super Kings, but we're going to see which of the Kings ends up superior for this game.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you're going Chennai.
Yeah, Chennai to win.
Mumbai versus Rajasthan Royals.
Oh,
Big
Mumbai
game.
have been a big disappointment this tournament. A look at the table will tell you that they just, for some reason, they just haven't been able to get any kind of form going, and they've stuttered and really stumbled through. And I'm not, and to be honest, I'm really not too sure what seems to be affecting them. And I mean, obviously they did really well, winning three on the bounce, but then they've lost their last two. So they need to stop the rot, and it won't be easy coming up against Rajasthan, who of course will be playing away from Jaipur. And Rajasthan definitely look to be a really, really, really fine unit. Mumbai have also lost, at least temporarily, their ex-royal Jofra Archer, who I believe had surgery on his elbow. So whether or not that weakens their bowling attack will remain to be seen. But I think it's fair to say that they're missing the now retired Kyron Pollard. And it is good to see Sachin Tendulkar's son Arjun making a name for himself as a bowler and a lower order batsman. But I think they just seem to be falling victim to a great deal of pressure. And this tournament, they're going to struggle this tournament to try to qualify for the playoffs. But as for Rajasthan, I think they just won. They're back on top of the table, and this win will definitely do them a great deal, a world of good. And if they can carry on this momentum, then I think Mumbai aren't going to have much of a chance. So I'm going for the Royals to continue their streak.
Yeah. Same. I'm going to say Royals by a narrow victory. Uh, 3 games left to quickly predict. Um, Monday, Lucknow Super Giants versus RCB. I've gone back Lucknow on this one. Should win this.
Mm.
RCB ain't that good. They will never
Yeah,
be that.
Yeah, RCB are still very reliant on Faf du Plessis and Virat Kohli, and this hasn't been a very good tournament for Dinesh Karthik as a finisher either. Obviously, given that he's the wicketkeeper, he is still a pivotal part of the team, and he is getting some decent scores, but not quite able to get it over the line. So a lot of pressure will be on him. But the Lucknow Super Giants, of course, are doing quite well. I just don't see the challengers doing that much to try and really upset momentum. So yeah, Super Giants for me.
Yeah. Be up yourself, Just fan. Yeah, keep smashing that like button and get to 10 likes. That'd be good. Um, yeah. Gujarat Titans versus Delhi Capitals. I'm gonna back Titans to win this one,
Me too.
unfortunately.
Me too.
It is
No
what it
argument
is.
there.
So yeah.
I
So
mean,
two
again,
matches.
if Warner seems to be playing a really big role for the Capitals this time around, he's been getting some excellent scores and sort of trying to lead well. I wonder if a few more of the batsmen have started to follow his lead and started to improve their own performances. I think maybe if they can get things together, they could prove a bit of a handful. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, it might be asking a bit too much of them.
I don't know if the Punjab match is on the Wednesday. Cause I thought it was on the Thursday, but um, yeah. But okay, guess we'll predict it. We'll see. Um, so yeah, Lucknow Super Giants against CSK. I'm gonna back Lucknow. Yeah, just cause I don't like Chennai. Um, So yeah,
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult game, and obviously Lucknow will have a lot of. I think their objectives are clear. They've got to try to break the Gaikwad Conway partnership at the top and see if they can get through to the middle order. And of course, Tony has been batting well this tournament, but again, if you put a bit too much pressure on him, expecting to do it all alone, I don't know how long he can really last. He can still hit the ball a long way. I mean, he's 41 years old, but he's still a pretty finely tuned athlete. But I'd like to think that Lucknow, on their home turf, they should have more than enough for the Super Kings. So I'm going to back them too. Super
yeah.
Giants to win.
Uh, Punjab versus Mumbai. I'm going back Mumbai.
You think they'll need a win, huh?
Yeah, I think they're going to need a one, and I think it's this game.
Yeah, I agree, and I'll back Mumbai too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's everything done. Done. Thank you for joining, Manny. Yeah, I think most people know where to find you, but for those that don't, just your socials.
Yeah, well, for those of you who don't, first of all, big up to Hanno. Always enjoy talking cricket with him, and yeah, it's fun to be doing this on a weekly basis. Socials, catch me on Instagram at Manny Thangadurai 1981. That's my full name, which you see there, and my year of birth. If you want to catch me on Twitter and have another discussion with me there, it's Thangadurai 1981, which is my surname and my year of birth. And apart from the coach's corner, which is probably the only place I get to discuss cricket, you can catch me talking football and just shooting the breeze on many other channels. Del Boy Gunner TV, S Wheatley TV, Oris Talks Football, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, the Bournemouth Fan Channel, AFC Talk Show TV, and Eugene Spurs U Asia TV. He has a podcast on Monday, and I go as a Guna in peace to what is a Spurs fan channel, and several others at the moment, which I can't quite name at present, but I will send them a check in the post. We need to be respectful in our discussions. We need to learn to disagree without being disagreeable. Otherwise, there's no point in having a discussion. Let's be good to one another. Thanks once again to Hanno. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the cricket if you're watching it. Enjoy some of the other sports action that's taking place around the world. Don't do anything that Mr. Trollope and I wouldn't do. But for now, I am out.
Yeah, and with that, I'm also out. You guys know where to find me. If not, go check in the description or just look at the ticker. That's it. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Peace out.